Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name is Zep Reacts, and today we are sitting down and listening to King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard. I am going to keep this short and sweet because we've got a lot of reacting to do here in this recording. I absolutely love this band. They're a band that I found pretty recently, and I've started listening to a lot of their stuff, and I've been really enjoying everything that they do. I have heard a couple of songs from this album. I haven't listened to the full thing, and I really enjoyed them. But just from what I've been seeing of this album, it looks like such a good album. The themes are so consistent. The sound is just amazing through and through. So I wanted to sit down and do a reaction for you guys to the album from A to B. So I'm going to sit and react to all the songs. They're just going to come out for you guys as in order. There'll be one song and the next and the next. But I'm hoping maybe do this all in one sitting or maybe two sittings. And I'm really looking forward to listening to this and reacting to it, because I've always kind of put it on in the background when it comes to King Gizzard songs and just listened to a couple of them and been enjoying them, but I've never sat and properly given it the attention that I think it deserves. So I'm really excited to get into this one. I think it's going to be really cool to listen to these guys properly in my eyes and kind of try and just dissect it. Not dissect in terms of an analytical picking apart, because I not really qualified enough musically to do that, and from what these guys do, they're so advanced there's no way in hell that I would be able to keep up with them. But we are going to get into this one anyway, folks, and if you enjoy, please do make sure to like and subscribe. We are trying to get this channel flying towards YouTube partners so I can do more live streams on this channel, and I'll be able to live stream music reactions on YouTube, Kick and Twitch all at once. That's what I hope to do. So if you guys would like to see that, please do make sure to subscribe. And honestly, I would love to really delve into this band, like to the point where if this series does well and you guys like this, I'd be happy to sit down and just start plowing through each and every album from the word go, because I'm looking for content to fill up this reaction channel, and I like to focus on bands, focus on albums, see how they progress sonically. So I think it would be a really interesting one to do. So again, please like, please subscribe if you enjoy, and without further ado, we're getting into the first song from, I actually don't know how to pronounce the album, Petrotonic Apocalypse. You'd think I'd have that prepped, but Motor Spirit, first song, let's go. Love that to start off with. It's like obnoxiously heavy. So good, so good. His voice suits this so much as well. Such high energy. Okay, we're going to throw pause in at 2 minutes, a long way to go in this song, so I'm not going to leave it paused too long. I may end up having to actually cut some bits out of this for copyright as well. I've never really reacted to songs and stuff that are this long, and I barely get away with the copyrights as it is, and I imagine just letting an 8-minute song play through on like a 15-minute video is just prime suspect to get blocked, taken down, whatever it may be. But man, it's so good to start off with. I know there's a theme through the album, and I have a basic idea of the theme from the other songs that I've listened to, but the sound of it, it's like I don't really even know the name of the genre. I'm not an expert in this genre by any means, but it's just, again, it feels so like obnoxiously heavy, like to the point of where it's almost like a piss take of the heaviness of this genre, yet it just sounds so good. Like they're doing it where it's like there's few bands and few artists who can kind of create an obnoxious sound and just still make it sound good, you know. It's like how The Weeknd, for example, is like obnoxiously 80s pop, but he sort of just rolls it to the point of where he's making it his own thing. It's like there's just some great artists, great bands that'll take something that's so of a certain type that it feels like it should fall into this cheap stereotype or like a deep thought piss take, but it's what they actually are creating is kind of is really enjoyable while still treading that line, and is still technically phenomenal. I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, like, people always go on about the time signatures and stuff. Again, I don't know enough about music to really pick apart that. All I can do is just sit here and say whether or not I enjoy it, and I absolutely love this. I get a feeling I'll love every song from this album. I mean, I've heard like half the songs. Again, the reaction is to kind of sit and actually listen to it from beginning to end and kind of piece it all together and see how it flows properly. And this is just a great start. And by the way, this is one of the songs I think I've only heard a clip of it like once. So this is one of the ones that I haven't heard as much. So far, loving it. Let's keep going. We'll do one more pause before the end. We'll do a pause at like 5 minutes in, and then I'll play to the end. Bringing it down a little bit. Such good riff work. Love those harmonies. Such great drum, like the drum in there is phenomenal. It's almost like ritualistic, isn't it? I said we pause at 5 minutes. It's virtually 5 minutes. We're about to go into the next segment, so I'll leave pause there. But wow, that section was great. It's sort of a real ritualistic feel. I've heard them do this in a couple of their songs where they kind of break it down and kind of make it just a little more, I suppose, otherworldly. But the harmonies were fantastic. I mean, one thing, it's kind of almost an obvious, so I don't even need to say it, but the mixing on this album is fantastic. Like, sonically, it sounds amazing. Like, obviously, I've got these headphones, the DT 1990 Pros. Or no, wait, they're the 770s. Never mind. And they're great for picking apart sound. So in terms, you can hear everything's coming from, you can hear everything clearly, but you don't get that kind of, I suppose, what a casual lover likes. Like, I've got earbuds, like Sony earbuds, that I sometimes rather listen to music to because it's bass heavy. Everything is more in the mix, so it hits more. These would be more like a studio headset, so you can see where everything is coming from. But even in these, it sounds phenomenal in terms of everything hitting, meshing together well. It's just phenomenal production across the board. Really enjoy the drumming of this band. And, I remember talking about this band with my father, who is, he's more knowledge of music than I do. He's a master's in music. He has a brilliant guitar player as well. And, he was saying about, like, with this band, like, the star of the show really is the drummer. Like, when you look at kind of orchestrating some of the complexities throughout, it does seem to be the drummer that's kind of the key aspect of that, really. And it really goes to show, like, phenomenal drummer. I mean, they're all fantastic musicians, but if you just had to talk about one, I would say that drummer is top tier. We're going to keep this going, folks. We're going to play out the last few minutes. We're already running 11 minutes on this recording, so this is absolutely getting cut. We're cutting this down to like a 10-minute video. Sorry if I missed some sections that you maybe like the reaction. But I just don't want these videos to be too long. I don't want them to drag. It doesn't work on YouTube. Reaction videos dragging. Sorry. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Damn it. All right. Let's get this going to the end, and then I will give you my final thoughts. What a wail on that guitar. Is this back to the original speed, or is this faster again? I can't tell. Great build. Hit me with it. Alright, I'm pausing it there because I know these songs, they say, as far as I'm aware from having listened to a couple of them at the end of the album, this Dragon and Flamethrower are the ones that I know the most of. They tend to flow really well into each other, so I want to make sure I kind of try and catch that flow. But ladies and gentlemen, that was Motor Spirit from King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard. What a song, what an introduction to the album. I'll keep this kind of short and sweet for talking about the end of it. I think this song, I've said it in other album reactions before, it's key, I think, for songs to really, or the first song of an album to really encapsulate what the album will be going forward, or kind of set a tone, set a space. I believe an album is a place to tell a story. It's a place to kind of show an exercise in pacing, to kind of bring you into a theme. You know, that's where I think a lot of modern albums, where it's kind of lost on modern music, or popular music, should I say, where it's just songs and they're strewn together, and it's what sounds coolest first, what sounds coolest second, rather than what works within the story, what works sonically, like what is the emotion we're trying to bring out. Are we going for a 3-song banger to begin with? Are we going to lead up to a climax in the middle of the album? How you pace it is incredibly important. And this song, I think, sets up a really high pace, which I believe is maintained throughout the album. I think it sets up the theme perfectly. It's consistent throughout. I imagine with King Gizzard, given the amount of material that they release, that when they do an album, it's going to be very consistent, because they're so varied between albums and they do so much that they can't really afford to stray too much thematically off what they're doing on an album, because, well, they write so much music. It's like eventually at that point you're just writing something for what you'll want on another album. They have to stick very gung-ho to a certain sound, a certain way of doing things, and I think that works in their favor in terms of making these albums. And Motor Spirit, great song. My mind give it an 8 out of 10. So much fun, so high energy, and shows off their musical talent, and I really cannot wait to get into more of these guys. So again, please do make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. There will be more from this album coming to the channel, but I want to see how this performs. If it does well, we could be seeing a whole lot more King Gizzard come up on the channel. So folks, I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, peace.